And now, back to Your Retirement Matters with Arlene Brown.
This is Wade Brown, and I'm here with my better half and the show's host, Arlene Brown. How are things this morning, Arlene?
I have one word for you. Wonderful.
Well, that is truly wonderful. Arlene, we're always getting questions from your listeners, and I have several. So do you mind taking a few questions?
No, not at all.
Okay, well, let me get started with a question from Shirley in Woodstock. Shirley's question is, Arlene, I'm very worried. My husband plans to put half of our assets into one stock. It's a good stock. It's Apple. But I'm still worried about what would happen to us if the stock had a big drop. My husband promised to listen to you today, and I hope you will help me talk him out of this.
Shirley, you have every reason to worry about your husband's desire to put half of your assets into one stock. And it doesn't matter really whether it's Apple or not. Don't get me wrong, I love my iPhone, and our whole family is going to buy the new iPhone. I love Apple, it's a good stock. But remember this, no stock is invincible. And putting half of your assets in one stock is not a good investment strategy. Now, just remember this, or tell your husband to remember some of the great stocks of the past that no longer exist. Do you remember WorldCom? WorldCom used to be a very good stock before it imploded. Now, Apple is a different stock, not comparable to WorldCom, but still, again, no stock is invincible. And what you should do, really, is I encourage you to sit down with a financial advisor to take a look at your overall financial picture to help you determine whether what's really best suited for you in your situation based on your goals. And we really need to ask your husband what he really wants to accomplish. Because for one thing, the market is volatile right now, very volatile right now, Shirley. And Apple, because it's a technology stock, is inherently volatile by nature. So putting half of your portfolio or half of your assets in one stock is truly not a good idea.
Okay, that's a great answer, Arlene. Let's move on to the next question. It comes from Bruce in Douglasville. Bruce asks, Arlene, I'm worried about the economy and the stock market. Should I pull all of my money out of the stock market and put it all in gold?
Bruce, we are all concerned about the economy. All the more that we need to be proactive in handling our money, our finances. Now, gold is at close to its peak right now. And the basic tenet or the basic rule in investing is to buy low and sell high. Right now, it's just the wrong timing because gold is at its peak. And also, if you really insist in investing in gold right now, I recommend no more than 5% of your portfolio. But again, Bruce, you live in Douglasville. I have an office in Douglasville. I offer you to sit down with me and go through a 3-step review process so that instead of you asking yourself, did I do the right thing? Why not, before you do something, go through the discovery process. Let's take a look in advance how your action will affect your whole financial picture, or what are the tax issues that may be associated or that may be compounded by that kind of decision that you're going to make. So it's being proactive, because you don't want, when people ask, when they do something and then they ask, did I do the right thing? Normally the result is they are going to lose money. They are going to lose money because of that decision.
Okay, let's move on to our next question. It comes from Debbie in Dallas. That's not Dallas, Texas. That's Dallas, Georgia. Debbie in Dallas asks, Arlene, I have a big CD that needs to be rolled over. Bank interest rates are very low, and I'm considering putting it into an annuity. What do you think?
Well, Debbie, it really depends on your situation and on what type of annuity. There are 4 types of annuity. What I usually do with my clients, they go through a 3-step review process. We look at the entire financial situation, including how the investment would affect the taxes they pay and if it's appropriate. We might recommend an annuity, but there are good annuities, not so good annuities, and there are bad annuities. I would not touch a variable annuity. It's full of fees and charges. Some of my clients do opt for what you call a fixed indexed annuity with no fees and don't have long surrender charges.
So really, basically, you need to have a balanced portfolio, but the first thing you need to do is talk to a financial advisor and make sure you're making the right decisions, because any decision you make could affect you in many other ways. Okay, we're down to our last question, and I think it's sort of funny, so I included it. It's from Ken and Hiram. Ken asks, Arlene, I love your show, and I agree with you 99.9% of the time. For the life of me, I can't figure out where you're from. Your accent has me stumped. My wife says you sound like Ricky Ricardo from I Love Lucy, and I think you sound like you're from South America. I bet my wife dinner that I'm right. Can you make me a winner? Well, could you say something that Ricky Ricardo would say, like, Lucy, I'm home, or you've got some splaining to do to see if you sound like Ricky Ricardo?
Oh, thank you. I think I'll pass on that, but it's very amusing question, though. In this case, Ken, I will make you and your wife both winners and say you're both wrong because, and you need to take each other out to dinner. Maybe I do sound like Ricky Ricardo, but I'm not from Cuba. But would love to visit there someday, though. And I love the Cuban paella whenever I have the chance to visit Miami. And I'm not from South America. I have visited there, and it's a very beautiful place. There are beautiful places to see there. But I come from an entirely different part of the world. I'm from the Philippines.
And it is a beautiful place. So that sort of clears that one up. Your accent's always been a mystery to some people, but yes, you are from the Philippines, and we're glad for it. So I guess as far as asking you to say, Lucy, I'm home, or you got some splaining to do, I guess I better stop while I'm ahead. If anyone has a question for Arlene you'd like answered on the show, you can send it to her by email, and you can send that email to arlene@yourretirementmatters.net, or you can call her office at 678-741-5334, and you can set up an appointment for the free complimentary 3-step review process. Of course, you can always access the website 24 hours a day at yourretirementmatters.net. Arlene, is there anything else you'd like to say to our listeners?
Thank you, everyone. May God hold you in the hollow of his hand.
You've been listening to Your Retirement Matters with Arlene Brown. If you're retired or planning for retirement, tune in each Saturday and Sunday morning at 9:30 for important investment advice. Your Retirement Matters with Arlene Brown, only on News Talk 1160, the talk of the town.